Hello, my name is Sabrina Kizzy, and I'm the moderator for this video session. On behalf of Baruch College Alumni Association, the President Emmanuel Scott, and the Board of Directors, they have selected Denise Patrick as the featured alumni for the month of March. So I am so happy to be here for this video session to interview Denise and hear about all her wonderful achievements and accomplishments. Congratulations, Denise.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. Thanks to the Baruch College Alumni Association. I really feel honored, and I'm very happy about this, so thank you.
Well, thank you. And Denise, I know that you're an adjunct professor here at Baruch College. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing? I know you're involved in many different projects.
Sure. Let's see. People do get confused because I'm here so often and they really think that I'm full-time faculty. I am not. I am an adjunct. I am housed in the Weissman School of Arts and Sciences in the Communication Studies department. And in that department, I teach 3 different classes for the most part. I teach managerial communication. I also teach communication for executives, and I also teach a class called situational leadership, or communicating as a situational leader. I've also taught a course that I designed called diversity and leadership, and that's just at the undergraduate level. If I move into the School of Public Affairs, I am right now teaching an executive MPA class, which is focused on nonprofit management and leadership and communication. And then if I step into the Zicklin School of Business, I'm also teaching an executive MBA class for them, which is around managerial communication. So that gives me enough to take a little bit of a breath. But then I do occasionally teach with and work with the continuing and professional studies department that we have here, working with their clients around leadership and communication and teaching with them as well, aside from moderating and doing some other things that I do on campus with the student groups.
I'm exhausted just listening to what you do in one day. So that's very impressive, Denise. And I know here at Baruch College that the students love you and adore you. And recently you were awarded with the Bernie Award.
Yes.
Can you share with us a little bit about what that is?
I love my students back, and maybe that's why I got that award. It's actually the Bernard M. Baruch Award, and I received that award for service on our larger Baruch College campus and community. And it means a lot to me just because of some of the things that we've just talked about just now. Being able to work with the students who I love tremendously. I really, really do love them. They drive what I do. And just being able to have a sense of gratitude from them. So this award is not like receiving something from administration or from faculty. It's from the students. It's from the people that I serve. And I just find that that's a huge blessing, and I'm excited for it. And I love having it propped up in my home.
Wow, congratulations. Well deserved, Denise.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Denise, you have such an impressive career, and you just really just share with us the academic side of your career. Can you let us know a little bit what you're doing on the professional side and the other 2 hours of the day that's remaining?
Right, on my business side,
Yes.
that I try to squeeze in the work. On the business side of what I do, it is called Teach, Lead, Inspire. Teach, Lead, Inspire is a boutique consulting firm, and what I do is talent development, training and facilitation. So what does that really mean? What that means is people hire me to come in and do workshops for them, to do coaching for either their executives or for their managers. It also means that I facilitate meetings, I facilitate workshops for people that may be designed already. And the other thing that I do is I tend to focus on one area really, which is leadership communication. The reason I can focus on leadership communication is because it encompasses everything else, right? So it encompasses what you do with managers, what you do with leaders, what you do when you're dealing with innovation and you're dealing with creativity. And so that's what I do. So my name of the business is actually what I do, and I aspire to have other people teach, lead, and inspire others in their work environment or in their personal lives.
That's wonderful, Denise. And I really don't know how you managed to do all of this, but it's quite impressive.
Thank you. I don't know how I do that either. I do know how I do that, but I do make it work. I make it work.
Excellent. You're really an inspiration to the students.
Oh, thank you. That's my job. That's why I teach, I lead, and I inspire.
Denise, how did your experience at Baruch College prepare you for your career?
Well, I'll try to condense the responses to that one for you. I came here to Baruch as a transfer student, so I didn't come here as a freshman. I was at a different university and ended up here. So just that process of having to find another university or another college and then trying to get used to being in a new space with new rules, procedures, et cetera. That's one thing that prepared me. It made me aware of change and how to deal with change and how to deal with it effectively, even when I don't like it. Being here on this campus at the time, and I'm probably going to date myself, but we did not have a vertical campus. We had 3 different campuses. So we didn't have the same kind of student activity that we have today with one space where everybody's in the same building. We were really spread out all over the place. So what that meant was time managing between different buildings, and also I think learning to focus on my studies. Because we were spread out. And so I think that really helped me is learning how to focus on one thing at a time or even several things, but not to get caught up in, okay, I'm in this club or I'm in this sorority or I'm doing this, but to really, really focus. That's one thing. I think the other thing that really helped me a lot is learning how to network on this campus. The reason that I could come back to this campus is because of someone who was my instructor, who was my professor here on this campus. And so I think that networking is another huge thing that I learned that skill set.
Wonderful. I'm a big advocate for networking.
Yes. Networking is critical, and it's something that I try to instill in my students, is to learn how to do it the right way. It's not just getting something from somebody, right? It's what you give to someone and how you can help them in their journey.
Exactly. I always say, always try to be a resource to others.
Exactly. And I think Baruch really has been instrumental for me, and I think for other people, in teaching us when you can take the opportunity to do so, when you can take the advantage of it, is to just really learn how to network with other people. And it's been phenomenal. It's helped me incredibly.
Today, what advice would you give an undergraduate or graduate student at Baruch who's interested in your field?
Wow. I'll limit it to 4 things.
Okay.
All right. The very first thing is dovetails on the last answer that I gave, which is networking.
Yes.
It really doesn't matter what industry you're in, what field you're in, but particularly if you have an interest in communication studies or corporate communication, you have to really learn to network and to do it the right way. You can't communicate by sitting in a hole or expecting things to just come to you. So I think that's the first thing is practice your networking skills here while you're on campus, because there are plenty of opportunities to do it. And I think stretch outside and step outside of campus. Talk to administration here, talk to the faculty, talk to the staff in the administration, talk to anybody that you can on this campus, because you never know where that conversation may lead you. So that's one. The second thing is to learn to effectively balance your work and your school life. So you should have a good balance in work and school, and that's a lesson that I had to learn while I was here on this campus. I had a full-time job, and I also came here and took classes in the evenings. Actually, I took classes during the day and the evening with a full-time job. So learning to balance that, I think, is another critical skill. The third thing is learn. Learning does not stop when you graduate. Learning does not stop when the class ends. Learn as much as you can and then teach it to someone else, and then lead people to the right places and then inspire them to learn more and more. And I think the fourth thing that I would suggest is to make sure that you seek first to understand something and then try to be understood. So what I mean by that, and that I cannot take credit for that, that's from Stephen Covey. I think what I mean by that is learn to talk to other people who are in the industry and even outside of the industry. Look for what they may need in terms of your skill set, and then try to have them understand what you do. So if you seek to understand what they do first, then let them understand who you are. And I think those 4 critical things of networking, a balance between work and school, learn, teach, lead, inspire, and then finally seek first to understand and then be understood.
Your students are really fortunate to have you as an instructor, and they can definitely gain a lot of wisdom from you from the classroom, but also in the real world.
Yes, thank you. That's why I've always straddled real world and academics, and it works. They can work together really well if we allow that opportunity to take place. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that, and I love what I do.
So Denise, I know after everyone hears this interview, their next question is, how do we get in contact with Denise Patrick?
Everywhere. You can find me. You really can just about find me everywhere. Let me go through the list with you. On LinkedIn, if you just really look for my first name, last name, my face is there. So if you remember this face, I'm here on LinkedIn. And if you just let me know who you are, it really helps me on LinkedIn. That's kind of the LinkedIn role.
Yes.
So please don't try to do the blank, the blanket. I just want to connect with you. So that's one way. I am on Facebook. You can reach me by going to www.facebook.com/Teach Lead Inspire. So I have my website and my presence there, and that's a preferable way on Facebook to get a hold of me there. Twitter, I have 2 different Twitter handles. One is more of my personal, which is at Denise Leads, and the other one is my business, which is at Teach Lead Inspire. So I'm going to spell that because there's no inspire. It's TEACHLEADNSPIRE. All right, so Teach Lead Inspire. We run out of characters. My website is same thing, is www.teachleadinspire.com. So that's inspire.com. And then my email address is denise.patrick@teachleadinspire.com. And that's how you can get in touch with me.
Great, Denise. I mean, it's just been a real pleasure. It's been like just talking to an old friend,
A long-standing
yes,
friend. We're not old.
I don't mean old, but a good friend that you've known for quite a while. And I know that everybody has learned so much from you. You've been extremely informative and so inspiring too. So Denise, I'd like to really congratulate you for all your success and your accomplishments. I know we're going to hear much more about you in the future in terms of what you're doing on the academic side, but I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about you in terms of your business. On behalf of Baruch College Alumni Association, thank you for tuning in to our video presentation with Denise Patrick. See you next time.